Hello, welcome along to a brand new Chairboys Live, Tuesday the 16th of February. My name's Dan Simpson. Thank you for watching. Happy Pancake Day, happy Shrove Tuesday, happy Mardi Gras, wherever you are in the worldwide Wycombe phenomenon. Thank you so much for joining us for what promises to be a blistering, barn-burning game under the lights after a fantastic win at the weekend. You know, a proper Ainsworth win. 2-0 down. Not just three goals, three fantastic goals to take all 3 points back from Yorkshire, back from Huddersfield. Today, a different challenge. Derby County, 19th in the league, 31 points. They beat Middlesbrough at home last time out. They're in good form as well. This will be a tough test. 4 wins out of the last 5. We showed at the weekend, though, didn't we? Even though where we are. There are the words. Even though we are where we are, we've still got a huge say in the league this season. A lot of games to go, a lot of points to be had. Let's follow up on a fantastic attacking surge on Saturday with another brilliant result today. And the gaffer has picked a side to carry on with that. Let's pull that up, shall we? There we go. Just the one change. Looks to be a beater in for Joe Jacobson. Derby County at home, under the lights. 7:45 kickoff. We'll keep you busy for the next 30 minutes or so. We'll hear from the gaffer. We'll take a look at today's virtual mascots and see what chairboy they've been talking to. We'll get the opposition view as well. But we're starting with a celebration, a southern celebration for Carnival. Rocky will be wearing the purple, the yellow, the green strip for tonight's game in celebration of Mardi Gras. So let's find out more about it with our very own CFO, Pete Coohig on Chairboys Live. Lovely to have you around, Pete.
How you doing, Dan?
I'm very well. I will be perfectly honest. Love everything that Mardi Gras seems to give to the world, or the life, or the colour. I know very little about it. What do I say when it's Christmas time? I say Merry Christmas. What do I say at Mardi Gras time?
Happy Mardi Gras!
Happy Mardi Gras. Well, listen, talk me through New Orleans. Talk me through what would be going on today if we were lucky enough to wander up and down the streets.
Well, first of all, it's a culmination. It's not just one day in New Orleans. This is a culmination of 2, 3, 4 weeks of partying, parades, under normal situations, obviously. Today, there's parades that go for 2 weeks, but today the lineup is Crew Zulu. Starts it off at 8 a.m., and then it moves on from there. There are just parades and partying all day long. To be completely honest, Mardi Gras Day starts on Lundi Gras, which is yesterday, for I don't even know how many years. My typical Mardi Gras for the last couple of days was heading down to Tipitina's on Monday night. My buddies in Galactic go on about 11:30. They play all night long. And then we walk out the doors when sunlight hits, and we head over to Jackson Avenue to see the Crew of Zulu.
Now, today, many people watching here in the UK will be tucking into pancakes. Quite a lot of pancakes, I would imagine. What would we be, and I know the Americans do food better than anyone else. What would we be eating on Mardi Gras Day, Pete?
King cake.
Little cake. Oh, outstanding.
Beautiful cake. It is Mardi Gras king cake is a tradition. It's not just served on today. You know, basically right after Christmas, New Year's, everybody starts bringing Mardi Gras king cakes to the office. And one of the traditions is there's a little plastic baby that's stuck somewhere in the king cake. And if you get the baby in your slice of king cake, you got to bring the next Mardi Gras king cake.
A baby in a cake. I'm a big fan of that. And, you know, we were speaking about Rocky wearing the colours today, so wearing the purple, the green, the gold. What does that mean? What's the significance of is it lucky for us, Pete?
No, the 3 colors signify somebody quizzed me on this earlier. One of the colors is justice, one of the colors is faith, it is a in South Louisiana particularly, it is a Roman Catholic it is the last day before Lent. Tomorrow's Ash Wednesday, when everybody asks for forgiveness for everything they've done over the Mardi Gras season. And typically, a lot of the Catholics down in South Louisiana give up drinking booze for the 40 days of Lent, And so over the preceding 10 to 14 days, they probably drink as much as physically possible to help them withstand the 40 days.
To make up for it. Well, that's pretty good. So Mardi Gras, I mean, it's an immense celebration, obviously, and we would see parties up and down the street. What's kind of, without getting into too much detail, what's kind of the history of it? Why is it celebrated?
Because of that, because of the religious holiday and the religious season that's about to happen. And New Orleans has always been one of those places that loves a blowout party. And so what better way to kick off the Lenten season than by throwing the craziest party in the world?
Well, just more on that very quickly. Neil Summers has commented saying 2022 preseason tour to New Orleans.
We've gotten a lot of questions about that, and our preseason is in July. And frankly, I don't want any of our players to die. And if they tried to play in 35-degree heat with 100% humidity, they would.
Okay.
So very unlikely, very, very unlikely for a preseason tour in New Orleans.
Now, let's just focus on the football for 2 seconds, Pete. So a fantastic result away at Huddersfield. You were there. You were commentating 2-0 down, back to 3-2. And I know the mood in the camp has still been strong throughout this season. You know, we're in the Championship. If you want anyone to keep the troops positive, it's Gareth Ainsworth. How have you seen the boys over the last 3 days? Is there a mood change after such a significant performance?
No. That was one of the things that I think, sometimes there can be external perceptions of what's going on. The one thing I think that the boys may have struggled with is that continually getting bad calls that have very, very serious effects on certain games. That kind of stuff can add up, and we understand it. But the refs' calls are the refs' calls. We need to be able to move on. You play. One of the important things that Rob said was play through the whistle. So maybe that was the only change. There's been no change in everybody's expectation of what we can do on the pitch. There's just been a little bit of disappointment in the fact that everybody feels like we should have more points than we do right now. And so Saturday, I just ran into Darius and we had a conversation. If we'd have won that match 3-0, it wouldn't have meant as much as winning it 3-2 in the way that we did, because, coming back from that, in that situation where we were playing well in the first half and just had a couple of mistakes where they pounced on, and then to show the intestinal fortitude to stay with it, get that late goal in the first half, and then just swamp them the second half and eventually get, a heck of a game winner by Josh at the end. Really, we're hoping that it's a microcosm of the season, and it should be, because essentially we're down 2-0 with with a little bit less than a half to play, and we have a very similar comeback that we have to make. And so it just shows us that we can do it not only in an individual match, but in the season overall as well. If it had any effects, I think it just emboldened the confidence that our boys have with a result. And so it was obviously it was a fantastic trip up there. Boys were very jacked up. Everybody was happy. And it's just trying to bring that momentum into the next match, which is what the Gareth and the staff and the boys are focused on. It is every match. The next match is the most important thing. And so we're concentrating on getting 3 points tonight so we can get to 22, because, you can't win 3 in a row without winning 2 in a row. And we need to go on quite a bit of a run right now.
Now, a season or so before you joined, Pete, one of the ways we originally got into League One was on the back of a lot of Ainsworth performances like this. The famous being with the shot, going down 3, going down 2, always managing to get back into it. Now, you're a man of business. You're a man who knows many more sports than I do. Does something like what happened on Saturday, you've just said that to win 4 in a row, we need to win 3 in a row. Can you see that acting as, a big stepping stone for us now in the last 18 or so matches?
Yeah, it doesn't matter what sport you're in. Winning breeds winning, and winning becomes just something you're doing. It becomes a habit. And so, something can't become a habit until you do it once. And so, I think the chair boys that have followed Garrett's career, there's definitely been some unbelievable runs that have allowed Wycombe to stay up, to go up, and to succeed just on a season by season basis. And the biggest success that we could have this year is by staying up. And so, we've got 18 matches left. We've got one tonight, and you just can't think about the 18. You got to think about the one tonight. We're a little bit lucky in the fact that we've been through some very trying situations with health. Uchi was out all of the fall. Tafazzoli was out most of the fall. Gapey's been out most of the season. We're getting healthy at just the right point. And it will absolutely help us win matches. If all of our players are available, then it becomes a little bit easier for Gareth to pick out the squad that he wants to put out there. And so, there is, everybody's confident. It seems crazy that we were confident after a couple of losses over the last couple of weeks, but Rob's statement was good timing in the fact that it let everybody internal know what the expectations are, but it was sort of the first external display of what we're thinking internally. Everybody pays attention to what's going on around Wycombe Wanderers. There's obviously, when you lose a couple in a row, there's certainly some backlash on the internet and social media. So we hear what people are saying. And, to me, it was a good way to communicate that everyone's concerns about what the boys were thinking were a little bit misplaced in the fact that they've never lost the fight and the desire. Is it difficult to get punched in the face a bunch of times with bad calls? Yes, it is. Might you have a couple of moments where you waver and you think about that a little bit too much? Yes. I hope Rob put an end to that. It is what it is, so we just got to deal with whatever's put in front of us, and we just got to keep winning matches.
I think you're right. 18 games, the reason why we can't win them all. Very quickly, I just see people asking in the comments, are you back on comms tonight, Pete?
No, thank God. No, that is just an away thing. It is very difficult because of lockdown restrictions and travel. I'm very happy to be able to watch the match, and when I rewatch the match later tonight and tomorrow morning, very happy that I'll be able to hear Phil rather than my own voice.
Well, that's amazing. Brilliant. Pete, thank you for joining us, and a very happy Mardi Gras.
I did bring a couple of things home from Louisiana last time that I think may help us during our run. I caught this. I don't know if you can see it. In 1999 at the Crew of Zulu parade. That is a voodoo doll.
Okay.
And, the King of Zulu only makes 100 Zulu voodoo dolls every year. And I was lucky enough to catch one in 1999. And I'm not going to lie, 98, it really kind of changed my life for the positive. And,
well, I mean, come on, 18 games left. We'll take what we can get.
That's right.
Thanks for joining us, pal. Enjoy the game.
Cheers.
There we go. Fantastic. CFO, yes, with the voodoo. Actually, we'll take what we can get. Massive thank you to Pete for coming on the show. Now, listen, I know I put up the wrong team news. I will get that sorted. I don't really need to, though, because let's check in with Tom Baldwin, who's at Adams Park right now, and hear the team for itself. Tom, thanks for joining us.
Hi, Dan. How are we doing?
Yes, I'm very well, mate. So everyone's dying to know the team news, to see what changes we've made after a fantastic Saturday. Just take us through it, can you?
Yeah, I can actually just answer the commentary question first off as well. It's Sam Avery and Phil Catchpole on commentary tonight. So hello and welcome back to Adams Park after back-to-back away games. We come to this match against Derby County with almost refreshed optimism, to be honest, around the place. And anything is possible after the previous game in which obviously we came back from a 2-goal deficit against Huddersfield Town. Thanks to goals from Anis Ametti, Joe Jacobson and Josh Knight. And what a fantastic game that was. But, Dan, as you mentioned, let's look forward today to the game against Derby County. Remember, there are 18 games left and anything is possible. So, yes, Derby have won 4 of their last 6 games, with their most recent result coming as an away win, or a home win, rather, against Middlesbrough, with goals coming from Colin Kazan-Richards and Lee Gregory. Gregory being one of their new January loan signings, from fellow Championship side Stoke City. And the other goal scorer, Kazan-Richards, has been Derby's standout striker this year. 7 goal contribution, 6 of those being goals. And the striker, interestingly, actually played here first for Bury back in 2004. But it's also worth noting that Derby's now permanent manager Wayne Rooney's here. I've just seen him across the pitch walk on. When we played them, obviously back in November, he was just in temporary charge. I think we drew 1-1 that game. Obviously, Matt Bloomfield having the late equaliser in that one, and Gareth McCleary cannoning his unbelievable strike off the underside of the crossbar, nearly winning all 3 points. But since then, the former England captain has joined Derby permanently, and they managed to crawl themselves out of the relegation places. And Rooney was actually saying midweek that he won't be getting complacent coming up against Gareth Ainsworth's Chairboys side, as we don't mess about, he said. And talking about the Blues, obviously, I mentioned at the start we come into this game buoyed by the win against Huddersfield. Ainsworth actually, after the game, gave a special mention to Alex Samuel, who returns to the bench today. Alex Samuel told the boys to write their own story and that no one will believe it, so let's just go out and do it. And obviously, current update to our top goal scorer standings. Joe Jacobson joins Scotty Cashgett at the top of the top goal scorers with 4 goals. And so, yeah, let's get into the team news tonight for Wycombe and Derby. Dom Gape is still regaining fitness and in his charge to get back to the Matchday squad. And as Akin Fenwa missed the previous game, he's now back into the squad after just missing out on a precaution against Huddersfield. And as you mentioned earlier on in the show, there's only one change from the team today. Jordan Abita coming in for Joe Jacobson due to a muscle strain that the Welsh left back picked up against Huddersfield shortly after scoring his equaliser from the penalty spot. And in other big news, Anthony Stewart tools captains the side tonight. And so that will be a very interesting one. So to the main team sheet, Allsop starts today, as he always has, the ever-present. He's in the Mardi Gras kit today, because why wouldn't he be? And then we've got Jack Grimmer, Anthony Stewart, as I mentioned, who captains the side, Ryan Tafazoli, David Wheeler, Uche Piezu, Josh Knight, Darryl Horgan, Gareth McCleary, Jordan Abita, and Anis Mehmeti, who scored that wonderful strike against Huddersfield to bring us back into the game, basically. And a quick point on Uche Piezu as well. He actually played his first 90 minutes since Jan 2019 against Huddersfield. So it's really important for him in that sort of road to recovery, as Pete mentioned, where he missed out in that in the fall, as Pete mentioned. So yeah, it's going to be a really interesting squad and a really interesting game.
I think so, Tom. I think Mehmeti's goal was the perfect time to score it, set us up for a brilliant second half. And I'm delighted to see that we start with attacking intentions again. Now, listen, mate, 25 minutes to kick off. I will let you go. Thank you so much for joining us, Tom. Bye, mate. This is very nice, isn't it? Little pitch side live cam. Welcome along. It's Chairboys Live. Thank you very much for watching. That's your team news. That's your starting 11. So let's hear from the gaffer, shall we? Let's hear from Gareth Ainsworth, who's been talking us through that team selection with Alicia Povey.
So just the one change tonight, Gareth, after that great win on Saturday. Can you talk us through the team and what you're looking for tonight?
Yeah, obviously JJ came off injured, so precaution on him. Jordan Abita, did really well when he came on. We're going to obviously lose a little bit probably on penalty takers, so we'll see what happens tonight on that one. No, please, Jordan came in to challenge JJ. I think he's showed so far what a good player he is. I wanted to stay consistent, with what the boys did on Saturday. They all deserved another chance, and I think getting the wingers on the ball, getting them at the fullbacks, paid dividends for us. I'm going to try and do that again. Derby have made a couple of changes, gone very, very physical against us, which isn't the first time somebody's done that. So we're in for an interesting game, but no, I think we can keep momentum going. That'd be key. Uchi and Anis can produce what they produced that weekend. I think we'll always be on the front foot and we'll have chances. it's up to the boys to stand up to the challenge now, and I've asked them for work rate, passion, commitment, and same as Saturday, especially second half.
No, there we go. That ends. It's nice to know, isn't it? Words from Gareth Ainsworth there, live at Adams Park. Not live at Adams Park. He's at Adams Park. 25 minutes to kick off. It's one of those nights where it really hits home the fact that fans can't be there. Derby County, under the lights, Tuesday kickoff off the back of a fantastic result at the weekend. You can't be there, but you can do the next best thing. We can't have mascots at Adams Park, but we can have virtual mascots. Find out more at wwfc.com for that. Hello to today's virtual mascots. Jack, who's got himself a fantastic YouTube channel. I know that. Aaron. Hello, Charlotte. Hello, Ellis. Hello, Owen. Hello, Bo. Hello, Penny, by the way. And hello, Lucas. They are our virtual mascots today. So you get a lot of things for being a virtual mascot. You get to come on Chairboys Live. We get all of this. And also, you get to grill and chat to some proper Chairboys stars. Have a look at this.
And my question to you, Jack, is do you come from a footballing family?
Good choice of favourite player, Matt Bloomfield, with the loyalty. Love that. I don't come from a footballing family, actually. I think my dad played, just played, for school football. I've got friends and family friends, that were the same, but I think I'm very fortunate that I was the first to play at, a professional level, even a semi-professional level, I think. So I feel quite fortunate that I'm the first in my family to do that. So but you hear about these great, families of football, and mine's just not one of them, unfortunately.
Great question. Thank you, Owen. Let's go to Penny. Penny, can you introduce yourself? Let us know your age and your favourite player. And have you got a question for Jack?
Yeah. My name is Penny and I am 6. What's the best thing about being ginger?
Hi, Penny. Nice to meet you. I think there's not many around. I mean, let's be honest. That's what makes you so special, because I've got ginger. When I grow my beard, it's very ginger, and it makes you stand out. That's what I take from it. And there's not many gingers about, so for me, it's a thing that makes you most special, because there's lots of people with black hair, brown hair, and so for me, it's always something that I think it makes you stand out and is very special.
What a question! I don't think we were prepared for that.
Great question, yeah.
Penny, what do you think the score is going to be tonight? Wycombe will be playing against Derby in a couple of days. What do you think the score will be?
2-0 Wycombe.
Great answer.
That. Good answer with a clean sheet as well. I like that. Here's hoping.
And Owen, let's just go quickly back to you for your score prediction.
My score is 3-0 to Wycombe.
3-0. I'm going to write these down, and then maybe whoever is right might get a little prize. We want to give
if you're right, I'll send you a pair of signed boots. How about that?
Oh, nice. How about that? We'd like to give a special shout out to Ellis, who we can see up there on the screen. Oh, yeah. And Ellis, if you're listening, are you able to give us a big clap?
Do clap hands, Ellis. Come on, clap hands. Clap hands. Good boy.
Hey, fantastic. Love it.
Fantastic. Ellis, thank you so much for being our virtual mascot. We really hope you enjoy the game. And let's have a score prediction from your dad.
His sister Sadie, she's 5. She said 2-1 Wycombe.
2-1. Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us on the Zoom. And, great to see you guys. Thank you so much.
Great to see you. Thank you.
Jack Dennis, I think you're on the call. And is it right you've just had a birthday, Jack? Is that right?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Nice one. Well, happy birthday, bud. I hope you had a good day, even though it's in lockdown. But I think there's plenty of stuff to do in lockdown now that I think we're more accustomed to it. But I hope you had a great day and, still managed to at least FaceTime family and friends, because that's all we can do at the minute.
Yeah.
Jack, what's your, let us know your favourite player and your question for Jack.
I've got 2 favourite players, Josh Knight and yourself, as my granddad was a commentary supporter. So he quite liked your goal in the playoff final.
I'm sure he did, yeah. Nice one. tell him I'm asking for him then.
Yeah. And my question is, who's got the worst taste of music in the dressing room?
The worst taste in music in the dressing room? I think Sometimes it depends. Sometimes in the training ground, our physio puts on some dodgy tunes when they're, because they're the first in every day in the training ground. So sometimes they get a hold of the music, and there could be some questionable music on that. Your favourite player, Josh Knight, actually is the DJ for our changing room during the games, and so I would say he's up there with having one of the best. You'll be happy to know, since he's your favourite player. But as far as, I'll say Kurt Thompson sometimes throws on some random music. So, but I'm sure the boys wouldn't like my taste in music. You know, everyone's very different. But yeah, I'll throw him under the bus for that one, I think.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Jack, what's your score prediction, mate? Let's make a note.
I was going to say 2-1 as well. 2-1 Wycombe.
Nice one. If you're right, there'll be even more pairs of boots. Yeah. Thank you so much.
I'll have no pairs of boots left.
Right, who else have we got on the call? I think it's the name of Louise, but you don't look like a Louise.
It's Aaron Binney.
Aaron, hi, how are you doing? You okay?
Yeah, I'm good, yeah.
Good. Can you let us know your favourite player and your question for Jack?
Okay, so my favourite player is Joe Jacobson. And my question is, who was your favourite footballer growing up?
It's a good question. I think my favourite footballer growing up was, I grew up during the, sort of the time I really properly fell in love with football and attacking football like that was like, the Ronaldo, Rooney era at Man United, and growing up as a Man United fan. You probably wouldn't know any of the old school Aberdeen defenders that I liked as well. But I think the whole Rooney Ronaldo combination was, the first time Ronaldo burst onto the scene. And, in that famous red Man United kit, for me, between him, and it's funny because obviously of who we're playing tonight and the manager in the dugout. But for me, the way he played the game, it was Rooney or Ronaldo. That link-up play was always very special to watch. So thank you, guys. Thank you for joining. Here's hoping we can go get those 3 points for you guys. All right. Everyone take care, and we'll hopefully, like Matt said, see you down here soon.
What a top lad. And who'd have thought is one of his idols growing up is now the manager of the opposition. Funny how football turns out so quickly as well, doesn't it? Thank you very much to our virtual mascots. If you want to get involved with that, get on this yourself. Head to wwfc.com. Right, 15 minutes to kick off. Let's just extend this by another 5 or so and get the opposition view. Jake Barker is from Not Another Derby podcast. He joins us on Chairboys Live. How are you doing, Jake?
I'm very good, thank you, mate. How are you?
Yes, I'm very chipper. I'm excited for 3 points. Listen, Derby in great form right now. 4 wins out of the last 5. We played you obviously when Wayne Rooney was in caretaker charge, a 1-1 draw. How have things changed up in Derby under Wayne since then?
I think the way the team plays has changed massively. I think we were always quite solid before. We used to draw a lot of games before Wayne came in. But I think since he's come in, he's brought that steely resolve and that work rate to the team. And you can see it in the players, especially if you look at our midfielders. We've got players like Graham Shinney, Jason Knight, and they'll run through brick walls for the team. And when he's managed to get the team playing like that, it's no wonder that results have improved a little bit.
Is it a surprise for you? I mean, when Wayne Rooney took over, I'll be honest, it was a kind of a surprise to me. And when he got the proper job full time, I didn't think there was any way Wayne Rooney would go into proper management. Has it been a surprise that the change has been so swift?
Yeah, I think it was one of those where everyone expected it, but then at the same time, when it happened, it was so unexpected. When Philip Cocu did leave, Rooney took over as caretaker, and we had a few pretty disastrous games with like a joint caretaker role between him and Liam Rossinier. But since he became like sole manager, we've improved massively, and you can see the way it's affected the squad. Even in those first few games, obviously we drew with you and we drew with Coventry as well. I think we conceded late goals in both of those games. But the improvement in the performance was massive. I think that Wycombe game was probably our best performance of the season so far. So when he's managed to improve the squad the way he has in such a short space of time, I think it wasn't really a surprise that he got the job full time.
And getting performances out of kind of the big players, really, the big players that maybe hadn't pulled it in so far this season. I mean, Colin Cousin-Richards' goal at the weekend, it was incredible. Just who are the big players tonight, I guess, Jake? Who can we expect to perhaps try and cause us damage?
Well, I think, as you're saying about Kazim Richards, I think you can see the confidence that the team has now. And obviously, when he's confident, he's a big player for us. You know, he's got 6 this season now. I think it's like 6 in 14, 15 starts. So it's not a bad goal return. He's probably the biggest danger. Other than that, we've got Kamil Yushfiak. Depending on how good your pitch is, will probably depend on how effective he is on the ball. But he's probably our most dangerous player from open play. But I think if you've seen much of us this season, we're quite dangerous from set pieces. So I think when it comes to set pieces, we've got Matt Clark, who's got the highest XG in the team despite playing centre half. We've got players like Lee Gregory, who's very strong in the air. He scored last game on his first start. And I'd probably say as well, Martin Waghorn, he's out of form at the minute, but the last 2 seasons he's hit double figures. So you'd expect him at some point to hopefully kick on, and hopefully he can do that tonight for us.
You mentioned Wayne Rooney bringing kind of a steely resolve and a tirelessness to County. Is there a sign of any kind of long-term game plan under him? I mean, you kind of have to run through brick walls because you're at the bottom of the Championship. Does it look like he's trying to get you playing like Manchester United sides of old?
I'm not sure at the minute. I think it's more to do with just getting points on the board. But you can see the sort of system we want to play. Obviously, we lost Christian Bielik recently, who was a massive part of our upturn in form. So we've had to change it around again. So what he seems to do, we don't really stick to a formation or a system. But what we do seem to have is a few systems that work. We've played 3 at the back. We've played a 4-3-3, and I think we'll probably line up in a 4-4-2 today. And what he seems to have brought is the ability for the players to put in, 7, 8 out of 10 performances, no matter what system we play. And I think that's. I don't know if that's it's more of a philosophy, isn't it, than a system. But I think that's what it'll give us going forwards.
Now, 19th in the league, I think 31 points. You're a few, but you're still looking over your shoulder. What's a good season for Derby come May? At this point, I mean, mate, is it simply staying in the league?
Yeah, I'd probably just staying in the Championship. I mean, we've had a lot of injuries. We've had a lot of injuries to big players. Obviously, we lost Tom Lawrence. He wasn't in the best form, but he's a big player for us, Tom Lawrence. And we've lost him for a while. Christian Bielik, who was statistically the best player in the league before he got injured, he's out for the rest of the season. We have a bit of a threadbare squad. And I think if we didn't have the 5 loans that we brought in on deadline day, the squad would look really weak. So I think just staying in the division would be good enough. I'd genuinely take 1 point above relegation as long as it means we're in the Championship next season.
What's the score going to be, Jake? You can't say a draw.
I said this on the report that I was asked to do a couple of days ago. Every time I say we're going to win, we end up losing. So I'm gonna go with a 2-0 Wycombe win, and hopefully we win.
I tell you what, you are a brave lad. I can see a lot of your fans, Derby fans, on the stream, on the chat. So you're a brave lad doing that. Listen, Jake, thank you for coming on. Tell us about the podcast very quickly. I mean, it's a Wycombe stream, so you're not going to get many more listens from it, but still, not another Derby podcast. Just run us through that quickly.
Yeah, there's just a few of us. One of my friends who's a journalist messaged me and was like, "Oh, do you fancy starting a podcast?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And then we both got one of our friends each onto it, started it on the 1st of January, and it's going really well. So if you are a Derby fan listening, please check it out. I hope it's good. And
brilliant.
Thank you very much.
Awesome. Well, Jake, thanks for coming on. That's not another Derby podcast. Jake, I, for one, for the first time ever, chatting to an opposition fan. I hope your prediction comes true. So, cheers for that. Thank you, Jake. Bye, mate. And yes, I mean, a lot of people have podcasts out, especially in lockdown. So thanks very much to Jake for that. That's about it. Get your iFollow passes now. Wycombe Wanderers versus Derby County. A chance to build on Saturday's mesmeric attacking performance. 10 minutes to kick off. Get your iFollow passes now at wwfc.com. That's where you can sign up to be a virtual mascot as well. And we will see you over the weekend. I think it's Millwall this weekend. So fingers crossed for 3 points today. Let's get that surge going. Happy Shrove Tuesday, happy Pancake Day, and a very happy Mardi Gras. Come on the chair, boys.